Hello, this is Cindy Fannin, full-time clinical instructor, and today I want to talk about some of the negativities in clinical. Three of my pet peeves. One is laundry on the floor. Pick it up when you leave the room. Sometimes patients do it, but most of the time, if you change the bed, laundry should go out with you. People could trip over it. It looks unkept. We want people to think they're being taken care of and that we're on top of things. Another thing is urinals that are 3/4 the way full. They're sitting there for hours. How can he go in it again if it's already full? Also, potty chairs. If you can smell it, you need to empty it. They have the right for it to be emptied every single time they go. Would you want to sleep in a room where there's a toilet in it that smells? No. So, it's things. Look in the commode when you go in and check on the patient. Tidy up the room. There should not be breakfast trays sitting there at lunchtime. The patient shouldn't be all slumped over with coffee stains all over their nightgown. Has anybody been in to check on them? I've seen this, maybe not in the right now a lot, but I have seen it. I've had nurses say, I don't do tech work. Well, when you work in the hospital or the nursing home, I know you got to do your job too, but we work together to take care of the patient. You can help somebody at the commode real quick. I had a nurse come back out one time with a water pitcher, and they were across from the kitchen telling the tech, go get them some ice water. Well, you're right there. Go get your own ice water. But, we have to work together. We have to have mutual respect. There's been times that we have been in a hospital and it's been like us against them, a techs against the students, or whispering, and complaining. But we've really gotten to where we've built a rapport with the techs and with the staff, that we work together, a mutual respect. The staff has a ton to show you. The nurses' aide they're important too. They have a ton to show you. They've been with that patient. They know what works. So, let's work together. I think it's important to recognize everybody in the team. If the housekeeper didn't clean the rooms, how can we keep them fresh for the next patient or keep them clean of germs? If the kitchen people or hostess staff, if they didn't bring the food on time, if they didn't take the trays down, if they didn't feed our patients, what would we do? Respiratory therapists, very important. I always tell everybody that you can learn from every single part of the team. Teach my students something if there's something, that we don't know. We are all ears and we are open to learning. Treat everybody with them. That they're important. Nobody's invisible. And it's important to look the patient in the eye and say, hey, how you doing today? Or if there's somebody stuck in the hallway in a wheelchair, always stop and say hello. I want them to know I see you and you're important. Another thing that really bothers me, I've only seen it a few times, is I go in a room and a patient is stripped stark naked when they're bathing them. Now, would you want to be stripped stark naked? My dad, he's passed away, but he would have just died. He was a very modest man. Nobody wants to be stripped off completely naked. Throw a towel over their private areas, please. It only takes a couple minutes. I've had a charge nurse in years past, argue and say, well, you don't understand. We don't have time. You better take the time. Cover that patient up. They're somebody, and they're cold and they're sick. So that really burns me up. Also, I don't like people treating my students like they're scab labor or, oh, good, they're here, I can sit down, they can do all the work. We do work hard, but we're there to learn. We're not there to lighten your load. We're not there to do the extra 6 baths that they didn't get to. We're there to learn. So we can all integrate together. And most of the time we do, but sometimes, and then people have to remember that they were new once too. So I've had some nurses that really wanted to lord over my students. It's been a while, but come on. Everybody started fresh. Everybody started new. So give them a chance. Most patients do. Most patients are like, you got to learn sometime. And I so appreciate that. And then also, let's see, I think I might have covered everything. But we're the patient's advocate. We had to fight for that patient. And you're not too good to help take care of their needs. You're there for them. So I hope this helps somebody. But this is some of my gripes, I guess, about teaching clinicals on the hospital floor. Thanks. Bye.